Damn, we're here. I'm awake.
You're awake.
It is 3:30, and I'd like to call the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners full board meeting to order. I'm not sure that I have Pastor Doug here, but I think maybe I have somebody else here instead.
Oh, yeah.
So would you please stand for an invocation? And would you tell us who you are, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm Pastor Melvin Burns from City Heart Ministries. I co-pastor with Pastor Doug.
Great, welcome, thank you.
Burns.
Father, we thank you for this gathering today. God, we invite your presence not only into our hearts, but into this chamber today. We pray, God, that you just endow our commissioners with wisdom and knowledge, even beyond their own understanding. We pray, God, for just a sense of unity, that we can be civil with one another when we agree and disagree. God, we all pray that everything that's done and said today would not only bring you glory, but God, it would be the better for our entire community. We thank you in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Commissioner Nash, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Vice Chair Foster.
Here.
Commissioner Hovey Wright. Here. Chairman Hughes.
Here.
Commissioner Laring.
Here.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Here.
Commissioner Nash. Commissioner Skolnick. Commissioner Snyder.
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins. 9 present.
Thank you, and we do have a quorum. I will move on to a motion for the approval of the agenda.
So move. Support.
We have a motion and support. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion is carried. Next, we have approval of the minutes of November 21st, 2019.
So move.
Motion
Second.
and support. Are there
Madam
any-
Chair, I have a question about that.
Certainly.
Yes, so I am curious if back in a meeting you had threatened to discipline me with not recognizing me from the board, and I'm wondering from the administrator's report if this is reflective, the videotaping is reflective of your not recognizing me?
I'm assuming that everything happened in the meeting was in the videotape, although that is not the official record of a meeting.
Correct, but my question is, who moved and supported the videotaping of that meeting? You have Commissioner Naz, he moved it, and Commissioner Wilkins, I attempted to make that motion and then to second it and was not recognized. And I'm just wondering, is this the implication of discipline?
Actually, I'm guessing that I heard Commissioner Wilkins first. That's why I did that. I mean, I don't actually remember what happened then, but normally I recognize the first voice I hear. Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same.
Aye.
That motion is carried. Next, we will move on to public comment on an agenda item. Is there any public wishing to comment on an agenda item? Seeing none, we will move on to communications. You will see the Crawford County Board of Commissioners and the Otsego County Board of Commissioners will send us a copy of the letters that they intend to send out. And is Commissioner Hovey Wright?
Yes, I would like the record to show that I am opposed to the Crawford County Commissioner letter to Governor Whitmer because it's very one-sided.
Right, thank you. Any other comments? Those items will be placed on file for you to view, and they will be considered part of this board minutes. Move on to committee reports, courts and public safety. Commissioner Snyder.
The Courts and Public Safety Committee met on December 3, 2019. It was recommended, and I move CPS 19/12-56 to authorize the prosecutor to accept the Burn Justice Assistance Grant from the Michigan State Police in the amount of $15,000.
Second.
We have a motion and support. Would you like, we can do them all together if you'd like to read them all together, or you can do them individually, however you prefer.
I will read them all together if that's acceptable.
That will be fine.
All right. Next is CPS 19/12-57 to approve the Sheriff's Office acquiring a donated high mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle from the Kent County Sheriff's Office. Next is CPS 19/12-58 to approve the contractual funding transfers in the Sheriff's Office resulting from the annual shift bidding. CPS 19/12-59 to approve the increase in funding from mediation and restorative service to $196,650. CPS 19/12-60 to accept the fiscal year 20 snowmobile law enforcement grant in the amount of $2,000 from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and authorize the sheriff to sign the agreement.
I'll support all of those.
We have a motion and support.
Second.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns?
I had previously had Snyder as the maker of the motion, so should his name be removed and just go with the ones that now have made? And I'd had Larson on, or Foster on the second of the first motion that he had made.
Well, actually, I believe the motion came from Commissioner Snyder. And this,
On 56. Well, why don't you just keep it for 56?
Well, but that's why I'm asking the chair.
since he
how I
read
should
them all
proceed.
together, we're going to go ahead and vote on them all together. So we have a motion from Commissioner Snyder and a second from Commissioner Mahoney.
Thank
for
you.
all of them.
We're good.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Chair, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Support, yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No on 57, yes on the rest.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
That is 9 yes on 56, 58, 59, and 60. 8 yes and 1 no on 57.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And that completes the Courts and Public Safety Committee report.
Thank you, Commissioner Snyder. Next, we have the Human Services Committee. Commissioner Nash.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Human Services Committee met on December the 3rd, 2019. It was recommended, and I move, HS 1912-35 to authorize the Public Health Director to sign the comprehensive planning, budget, and contracting agreement with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services for the provision of public health programs and services in the amount of $2,858,898 effective October 1st, 2019 to September 30th, 2020. HS 1912-36 to authorize the staff to continue to administering the DTE Test and Tune program for the residents of Muskegon County through December 31st, 2021, utilizing the following approved contractors: Accurate Mechanical, AirPro HVAC, American Mechanical, Assured Comfort, Bishop Heating and Cooling, Boardwell Mechanical, Bowen Heating and Cooling, Carmichael Heating and Cooling, Comfort Solutions by James, G&W Refrigeration, Jewett Heating and Cooling, Mr. Heat and Cool, Northside Heating, P&H Heating and Cooling, Shed Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Stanford's Heating and Cooling, and Toller Heating and Cooling.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? I'd just like to say this is a really good program, and I am really glad to see all of these contractors stepping up and being a part of that. It really helps the people that need to get heat in their homes that can't afford it. It's really a great program.
I'd like to also comment too, because I wanted to thank Mike Bow, who kind of spearheaded that for Muskegon County, because this program was spread around, but he made such a difference. And when DTE did need someone to step in to help with these funds, he stepped to the plate and really made a difference. And it's been an improvement for the citizens of Muskegon County.
Yes, it has. Seeing no other questions, comments, we will roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Absolutely, yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes,
9 yes.
and that motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash. We will move on to the Ways and Means Committee. Commissioner Skolnick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Ways and Means Committee met on December 5th, 2018. It was recommended, and I move. Madam Chair,
2019.
or 2019, I'm sorry. Do you want us to read, because they've already been through committee where we've read them, do you want us to continue to read every one of
The
them?
reason that I would like for you to read the exact motion is because the people that are watching online today or at any
Oh,
time, they will
okay.
be able to understand better what we're actually doing. So please,
Okay, I'm just thinking sometimes there's
I know they're
20
lin-
or
I
30
know sometimes they're
motions,
lengthy.
so, okay, that's fine. All right, so it was recommended, and I move WM 19/12-148 to approve the payment of the payment of accounts payable of $11,072,075.99, covering the period November 9th, 2019 through November 21st, 2019 for checks, and October 1st, 2019 through October 31st, 2019 for P-card and electronic fund transfer payments as presented by the county clerk. The next, we're going to do those one at a time. I'll do
Together.
this. We'll do them as a group.
As a unit.
And the second motion is WM 19/12-149 to authorize the sale of the former Brookhaven Medical Care Facility and authorize the board chair to sign the purchase agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
Commissioner Nash.
No on 148. Yes on 149.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
No on 148, yes on 149.
There are.
I didn't get to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Commissioner Hughes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So there are 9 yeses on 149, and there are 7 yeses and 2 nos on 148.
And those motions carry.
That completes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Skolnick. Under the chairman's report, I really didn't get a chance to say this, but Muskegon Township has a new police chief, but he ducked out of the room. So I didn't get to introduce you to Chief Tim Theobar, but I'm glad and sad that since I've been a county commissioner, he's our 3rd police chief. But since the county was such great reward when we got our chief or under Sheriff Sanford, I guess it's going to be all right. So I'd like to make a citizen's reappointment for the Department of Health and Human Services to appoint Aslan Scott in the undesignated slot in a term through 10/31 of 22. Could I have a motion?
So move. Support.
We have a motion and support. Aslan has done a really good job, and I'm really glad to see her stay in that position. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion is carried. Commissioner appointments to the Committee Rules Committee for 2020. You can be thinking about anybody that's interested in following up on that. In 2020, we'll be making those appointments soon.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
can I just ask a question
Yes.
about that? Since we had a work session on the board rules, that seemed like a really good way to do it because then every commissioner was involved. Is there any reason to do that?
To do the appointments of the Personnel Rules Committee. I guess, go ahead, Administrator.
If I may, there was a committee that heard those rules first. They had several meetings. I think Commissioner Mahoney, Commissioner Ilstein, right? And
And Commissioner
Foster was all on that. So that actually occurred. And then we brought their forward. We'll do the same with a work session here. The same way.
I just thought that I don't know what the other commissioners think, but I think that work session went pretty well. More input.
And I agree, but a lot of the recommendations that you see on it and the lined items out, those did come from our committee, and that was, that did help us you know, they've already taken a good hard look at it before they brought it to us. So we came up with a few other things and maybe made some modifications, but I think it worked really well that way. So I'd like to continue that way. Next, I wanted to remind everybody that Saturday, December 14th is the Downtown Muskegon Cookie Crawl. It's from 11 to 2 at the Farmers Market.
What do they do?
I don't know what involves cookies. Otherwise, I'm not really sure.
Hopefully they're not in the dirt.
Yeah, I'm thinking you don't have to eat them off the ground, but I'm not exactly sure there. But I'm guessing if you're going to be crawling after, it's,
We'll see.
I'm not sure. And Hackley and Hume holiday tours are Saturday, December 14th from 4 to 8. A Christmas line, the North Pole Musical and Christmas Carol, Friday and Saturday, December 13th and 14th at the Beardsley Theater. And local skaters form the Holiday Classics Sunday, December 15th at the Walker Arena from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. And those are some area events that you don't want to miss. They're a lot of fun. That is it for me. The administrator's report is next.
Thank you, Madam.
So
Yes, sir.
do we used to have a liaison report, do we still?
Yes, if you'd like to go with a liaison report, I'd love to have that.
Okay, I just wanted to report from the Muskegon County Fairgrounds, the roofs have been completed. They did come in a little bit high on their budget. The Fair Board did spend an additional $6,000 of their own money on the roofs, but that project has been completed. And the Muskegon County Fair Board did opt. We are going to be having a artisan farmers market at the fairgrounds starting this summer. It's going to be on Mondays. We haven't picked a time. We are surveying vendors to see what the vendors feel would be the best time for that. So
Thank you. Yes. Commissioner
Yes,
Rea.
and from the SMART committee that met last week in Holland, we were fortunate to have a tour of their renovated civic center, and they've had an old civic center and added on a significant amount for a entryway with a fireplace and couches and furniture, comfortable stuff. They upgraded the kitchen so they could serve more people, and they have meeting rooms all around. I don't know what the cost is, but they quadrupled their use of their civic center by making it meet the needs of the community, and they got a lot of input from different parts of the community. And because so many people had been, had weddings and graduations and memorable events there, they were able to raise money from individuals to help with the cost. They also have a minor millage. But the thing that I wanted to emphasize was that by designing it in a certain way, they were able to service a lot more of the needs of the community. And they have a lot of outside events as well. I know we were supposed to do that with our arena, but I haven't seen a lot of new events there that draw in, more than the usual crowds. So might want to think about that.
Thank you. Anybody else have any liaison reports from your committees? Seeing none, we will move to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a couple items for informational only. The first one is request Muskegon County to host the April 2020 Southwest Michigan Alliance for Region 3, which is SMART, committee meeting here. So like you were saying, it's a good opportunity for other county commissioners to come to Muskegon County and learn what we're doing here. So ideas, suggestions would be welcome.
That's what I'll say, that if you have some idea of something we could show off to other communities to say that we're doing a great job here, we would appreciate it.
Apparently, we've already done the jail and the Health West
Those last time, 3
facility
years
of
ago.
Was last time.
previous times. So
Okay. Perfect.
B, 2020 organization meeting, the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners is on a Friday. That's the reason I have this on here, January 3rd at 3:30.
Okay.
Just a reminder. And I have one other item, but I'm gonna wait till new business. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Is there any other old business to come before this committee?
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
do have some old business. I would like to have a work session on the ICE 287G program. They call it their, they would bring their lead team from Washington and Detroit over to do that training for the Board of Commissioners in a work session.
Is that a motion?
No, it's just a request at this point. I'm not, I believe we do work sessions on request. I don't need a motion for a work session, do I?
Unless we
Did
don't
the
have-
last one. one today?
unless we don't have enough people interested.
I'm not
Okay,
interested.
then I do have, so it's a previous motion that I presented before. I do have copies. I presented it in October.
Did you want to make a motion now?
So I would like to make a motion that we do a work session on the 287G ICE program.
Okay. And do we have a second? Or we have a motion and support. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
Like,
Commissioner Skolnick?
they're- exactly what are we gonna do? I mean, they'll bring people here to explain it?
Yes, they would do a training for the Board of Commissioners and staff on presenting the 287G program. It's a partnership with local municipalities, cities, townships, any police department or county can participate. It's a federal program operated by ICE. I presented it once before back in October. I think I gave everyone a copy of the program.
Commissioner Harvey Wright?
Yes, I know Grand Rapids police cooperated with ICE, and then they decided not to do it anymore. It was not working. They were losing space they needed for other things, and so they're no longer doing that. And I'm sure you're aware that ICE has somewhat mixed reputation. So I
I'm
would not
also
support
aware
that.
that Grand Rapids and Kent County are sanctuary counties.
Any other comments?
Is the 287 program an ICE program?
Yes.
I
Commissioner
guess
Nash?
I'm just really trying to understand the purpose of this work session because we don't have any control over any of those issues. We don't control the sheriff really, and we don't control the federal government. So why are we using county time to talk about those things?
Because the county can participate in a federal program. We do it all the time.
How's the
Commissioner-
county going to
Commissioner
participate? I
Snyder?
guess that's what I need to know.
I'd be interested in learning about it.
Thank you.
All right. Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney,
No.
before you is whether there would be a
Right.
work session with this subject. Commissioner Nash,
No.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
No.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
and Chairman Hughes.
No.
5 yes, 4 no.
And that motion carries. Administrator, would you please?
Yes. Do you have a contact?
I do. Thank you.
I'll get with you. Okay.
Any other
Old business.
old business? Seeing none, we will move on to new business.
I have one. There's no other
Administrator.
commissioners. I'd like to ask Rich Warner, our emergency manager, to come up and give a board an update on the lakeshore erosion occurring and how he's working with the Eagle on this very topic.
Rich Warner, Director of Emergency Management. We have been working for the past few months directly with DEQ, which is now called Eagle, and also the State Emergency Management Division to try to, I'm not gonna say stay ahead of this, but try to keep up with it because it's a huge event going on statewide, not only just Muskegon County, but statewide. Currently, I have 12 properties that I know of that we've been monitoring on their progress in the process. The process for the permitting through the DEQ or Eagle has been a little slow. The Eagle has dedicated 12 people to just permitting process. And when you put the permit in, they actually assign you what I'm going to call a caseworker. So that person is supposed to reach out to you directly and help you with the permitting process.
Wait, before you go on, the 12 properties are where?
Lakeshore properties along the.
Just in Muskegon County?
Yes.
Does that include Edgewater?
No,
No.
that is not. That's considered inland lake.
Oh,
because it's in
okay.
Lake Muskegon. These are Lake Michigan properties. I'm aware of Edgewater situation, but it's not included in the. Nobody from that address has applied for anything with DEQ or Eagle, so I don't know where them properties are standing. I went out and I've tried to contact every one of these properties physically, knocked on doors. About half of them are summer homes and they're already in Florida. The other ones that are still there, I've been able to talk to a few of them, give them lots of business cards. They've actually reached out to other people they know of, and they've been calling me and sending me their email addresses. We're building a email group so that any information that I get in from the state or the federal government, I can share that information with them. So we may be bombarding them with stuff, but to me, knowledge is powerful. And if we have some information that may help them, it's up to them to take the information and do something with it. But we are doing all we can as the county to help our county residents. We have a meeting this Friday with the Region 6 emergency managers that are along the lake shore, the DEQ, and our district coordinator from Michigan State Police. That's in my office on Friday morning, to come up with a message of what we can tell people, what we can't, because we can't promise them anything. And then the information sharing, different situations, just trying to do best practices, making sure everybody realizes that what is available out there that we can do and what we can't do. The list I have gotten is only because I've sent emails out to all the municipalities, townships, villages, asking them, if you know of any homes that are affected, please get me that information so I can reach out to these people. Laketon Township's the only one that has reached out to me, and I've got a few addresses from them. The Michigan State Police did a flyby. They took the state police helicopter and they flew the coast. They did that back in 2012 when we had, when we were worried about Lake Michigan drying up. And they did one in August of this year. And it's side-by-side pictures of what it was and what it is now. And there's some pretty drastic differences. That's where I was able to get my other addresses from, because it was on the picture. So, like I said, I keep trying to get more addresses. I don't like driving up and down these driveways because that's trespassing. I'm not invited there, but thankfully all of them that were actually home were glad to see me. They appreciated the information that I had. But there's some of them that if it's chains across the driveway, I don't move the chain. I do what we can. But I'm here for them. I promised them nothing but information.
If you would, Rich, if you can give me your card or a couple of your cards.
Sure.
I know some places in White River Township. In fact, I was out there Sunday afternoon because the house on the corner has lost the deck. They're putting in rocks. They must have gotten through the permit process already, but there are a couple of places just down the beach that aren't going to be there probably in another hour.
Sure. And part of my reason for reaching out to these people is because I can make sure they get connected to the right person to talk to at the state level, so they're not running up and down a phone tree.
Yes, our Fruitland Township also has a lot of
Yes.
beaches.
I
I mean,
have
a lot of houses right
I have
along
a
the
few
edge.
of the addresses from there.
Okay, and you could attend their meetings, and I think they have a newsletter. They could get it out to the residents.
I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
Any other questions, concerns?
I have one. I know it's not on Lake Michigan, but I'm concerned about the water intake for the or the distribution lines from the Muskegon water plant. I don't know if you've been reading what's going on there, but they're worried about that failing.
I can get Matt Fair up here.
Yeah,
He
I'm
works
gonna let
with the
Matt
city
take
on
care
that.
of that. He's far more educated than that than myself.
You, Rich.
Matt Farah, Public Works. Your question was the water distribution lines from the plant?
Correct.
Intake.
Yeah, they're right.
Muskegon or Mona Shores?
No, well, that plant feeds Norton Shores, Muskegon, and Fruitport.
Yeah, and the county system. Yeah, there is a line that goes along the beach south of the plant that feeds Fruitport and Norton Shores. When that was constructed, contingency plans were put into place. If we were to lose that line, we have two separate feeds with Muskegon that could feed it. We have feeds with Muskegon Heights that could feed it. Those plans are all worked out before that line was even built. The county, Fruitport, Norton, and the city have been monitoring that for several months. And then the other lines leaving that plant, the city of Muskegon's plant, head out behind into the dunes. They don't even go down to the beach. And then there's lines going up Beach Street. There's a lot of redundancy in the system between the two plants, and it's monitored very carefully. And they can control all the feeds right from control at the plant. So.
You have a question on intake or just?
No, I
discharge?
just if I know when Norton Shores and Fruitport hooked up to that, that's our water source now. And if that failed, I didn't know there was a backup for that.
Yeah, there's backup plans to backup plans to backup plans that are put into place before that was even built. And the city's taken appropriate steps to protect it with riprap and boulders and stuff like that.
And you could always come back to Muskegon Heights.
Thank you.
There you go. The lines are still there, right?
Still there.
They have capacity.
Yeah, the two plants work well together and always have to make sure that there's not a water out.
Any other questions for Matt? Thank you. Administrator, anything else? All right, now is time for public comments from the audience on anything. Please state your name and address and limit your comments to 2 minutes.
And Derwin, 1391 West Laketon Avenue. I wasn't going to speak today, but Commissioner Hovey Wright brought up about the LC Walker Arena, and I just want to let you all know that after I leave here today, I'm going to be going to the City Commission meeting where they are talking about naming rights for arena. There's been some contention there. It seems like I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional. I want to believe it was unintentional that our city manager didn't include Exhibit C for the commissioners when they voted on that. And that included the naming rights. So there's some contention there. They wanted to be called Mercy Health Arena. I'm a little bit concerned about losing a part of our history by obliterating the name of LC Walker Arena. Mercy Health is a health facility, and it just seems kind of strange to have it called Mercy Health Arena. I have nothing against the cross. It's a logo, just like McDonald's has a logo. That's fine with me. But I am concerned about losing the name of LC Walker Arena. So I just wanted to invite you all down there because that's where we're headed when we leave here. The other thing is, thank you for mentioning the water erosion. I was very concerned about that, and I heard the Army Corps of Engineers had been consulted as well. And also, I'm glad you passed the 287G because it's education. I want to be educated on it. I hope we can go to it, the public, because it is a board work session. So please let us know about that. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, is there any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to MCL 15-268D to consider the purchase of or lease of real estate property, and MCL 15.268H to discuss a written confidential legal opinion.
That motion should be separate.
No, that, it's fine if you do them together, except that you need to state the person or persons that you also want to invite into
Okay.
that closed.
Into
I
our
got those.
into our closed session, we'd like to have Joe Engel, April Schultz, and John Schultz attend those.
For A.
For A, and for B, the
Read
written
staff.
confidential. Who else do we have in there?
We need the staff. Have
Brandy.
Randy.
Yes.
Brandy, please. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner. Thank you, here. I'm sorry, Commissioner Mahoney.
Well, I'm still trying to decide, but yes.
We are back in open session, and the doors are open.
Recording is back on.
We are back on.
I'd
and
like to make
I
a
would-
motion that we adjourn.
No, do we, no,
No.
first of all, I'd like to entertain a motion to move forward with the administrator looking at some additional items for us.
Second.
Additional items being, of course, the property.
Yes, the
Property
property acquisition. All right, all the,
Have a point of order, I'm sorry to bring up.
go ahead. Oh, Commissioner Nash, would you pull your motion to
I
go out of
will.
closed session?
I will. There wasn't a second, so
Right,
really
it
wasn't
was
a
no
motion.
second.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
That motion has been pulled.
Yes.
All those in favor of asking the administrator to move forward, aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same. That motion is carried. Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would make that motion.